living life. Uh, on the ice, and we do this every night. I don't check the price. Uh, I make my own money, so I spend it how I like. You ain't got no life. Nah, cups with the ice, and we do this every night. Hey, lyric, please don't get me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Does the chop off the horse that's a handless Porsche. I think I said it backwards. And I ball like Jordan, and I play full court. If you're not my type, then you know I gotta keep it short. Woohoo, that's for real though. And if you're not my type, then you know I gotta keep this shit short. Straight up. That's real. That's how I usually go. I be having a lot to say, but hey, if you're not gamed up, if you're not on the sensei level, we ain't got much to talk about. I gotta keep it cordial with you. How's the weather, brother? Basketball, soccer. You know, most people don't deal with boxing. Most people can't talk boxing. Let's keep it real, man. They can't talk boxing. People can't talk boxing. They think they can, but they can't. I wish more people could talk boxing. I love boxing. I'm trying to make my way over into that MMA field. You know, I got shin guards. I play with that kicking stuff. I play with it because you know, being a boxer, you know, I've been in other gyms. You know what I'm saying? With Muay Thai guys, especially. You know, and they'll spar you. You know what I'm saying? They'll get in the ring with us. Of course, I'm not going 100%, but I'll hop in there. They'll just do hands, and you know, they in my field, so you know, they can't mess with me. Even when I'm not at my best, can't no Muay Thai guys mess with me, not no hands. You feel me? But then I let them, you know, then I put the shin guards on and let them throw kicks at me, and now I'm in their field. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm able to offset that still though with just my good upper game, striking game. And then I play with the kicks and just keep going back to the punches. You know, and then you meet some really good kickers that can they can move their feet like their hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's different. But you know, I don't ever want to limit myself. Plus, I want to be fair, so I don't put the shin guards on and let them throw kicks at me. And it's cool. You learn something. Well, you learn something about getting kicked in that shin, boy. But yeah, man. Why I'm the sensei and you're not? It's spiritual, man. You can't to be a sensei. I can't be a sensei without having some spiritual game. That's what makes me the sensei. I'm well rounded. My mind is elevated and open. And anybody that want to hop on here on Instagram, my name is the same profile picture, all that. Inbox, hop on here. You feel me? If you a troll, you just want to hop on here. So I want to get a troll on. And I don't really want a troll. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want a troll. But some of them real ones I meet in the comments that be talking crazy, I want to see if they come on here because I know they scary. But yeah, what makes me the sensei? What makes me the sensei is because I'm spiritually elevated, my mind is not stuck in one way. Like I'm pretty good at being able to rise above my emotions and see things for what they are. You know, it's funny because Mickey Bay talked about this when he was getting ready for Devin Haney fight with Brian Norman. He said, I got off the internet because I didn't want to be tainted by the noise of the internet. That was spiritual, what he said. He didn't know it was spiritual, but that was spiritual because he's centering himself. He said that. He's like, you know, I want to center myself so I can just focus on Devin and what he does good, you know, and what we need to do. See, Brian Norman Sr. is a goofy. And I've been saying he was a goofy. He's still a goofy. He got on here the other day. He's like, I heard Devin Haney in microdosing. In microdosing. Goofy. Goofy. He's such a goofy. It's disgusting. I don't click on nothing with his name on it. Goofy. You feel me? Just goofy. Like I can't even see myself saying stuff that just has no merit, no basis. Like just saying stuff for propaganda. Like where I'm from, that's female stuff, and I really want to say a lesser, a more stronger word. What that is, what type of female, a derogatory word for a female. That's what that is. You just spreading gossip. Like you a sucker. You feel me? Like that's sucker stuff. We don't do that. We try to move according to principle. And occasionally, you know, trying to be a man of principle. You slip sometimes. You slip sometimes. Sometimes I say things. I be talking too much because I like to talk sometimes. I go back and I think about what I said. Like, damn man, that was kind of bootsy. Like I said a little too much. You feel me? For real. But that's sucker stuff. You feel me? But that's why Brian Norman got his feet whooped the way he did, because he got on the internet. He was right, and I said this too. I said, wait. I said, you getting on the internet talking about boots more than you talk about your son fight coming up. And he was. Go back and watch it all leading up to that. You talking about boots more than you talking about your son about to fight. What kind of promotion? Like, where's your head at? That's why Brian Norman Jr. got away from his goofy butt. Got away from him. It wasn't just because he lost. It was all of that. It was all of that. He let the internet like mess with his mind. You know what I'm saying? He started thinking Devin Haney was a joke because everybody on the internet, Chinny, left hook. All you need is left hook. Yeah. And Brian Norman Sr. really thought that. He started really believing that. He really thought he was just gonna walk in there and hit Devin with a left hook. Goofy. Goofy. He let the internet tame him. Listen to the noise in the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's why he ain't the sensei. He's a goofy. You know what I'm saying? And got his son lined up like that. Luckily, it was Devin Haney. The time you get beat by Devin Haney, I'm be honest. That's my boy. I've always been a Devin Haney fan because mentality. But when Devin Haney whoop your butt, you're not gonna put you in retirement. You're not gonna be damaged goods when Devin Haney whoop you. Your ego gonna be hurt. Your spirit might be a little hurt, but you're not gonna get put in retirement getting whooped by Devin. You're not gonna get put in retirement getting whooped by Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. And the casuals, they haters. They don't like those guys already. What up, Fairy? But that's just the truth. And not to go off topic too much, but you get whooped by boots. You see, they had a clip up of Villa. Villa ain't been the same, Mister. We don't run enough heels. Boy, he need to go run some more heels. He getting scorched now. He's not the same. But anyway, that's why they not the sensei. Brian Norman Sr. He got on his internet playing, and he lost focus, listening to the casuals. Devin Chinny, I just knocked out a guy in Japan, 6 months memory. Yeah, okay, that ain't Devin. We talking about elite level boxer here. You know what I'm saying? Elite level. He forgot. You know what I'm saying? The same reason he was ducking Boots. I followed that stuff. I wanted him to fight Boots so bad. They knew. See, when you listen to them talk, Brian Norman Sr. been going to Philly getting his feet whooped by Boots for a long time, which is smart. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, because when you play this boxing game, that's part of it. Like you gotta find when you raising up a fighter, you gotta find the best kids he can handle in the ring and put them in there. It's levels though you bringing them up. You know what I'm saying? Like you throw him in there with a guy too early, you can get him hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not only will you damage his confidence, that's rebuildable at the amateur level, but you risk getting him hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. Matchups is the game in developing a fighter. That's why you understand matchups in boxing, because you have to know how to. There's a danger element to boxing. You feel me? So if you put your fighter in there at the wrong time with the wrong person, you can get him hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're supposed. It's kind of like lifting weights. Like I know that's what I do when I lift weights. I like to go just short of like, I don't want to say hurting myself, but just short of like, pushing the limit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're supposed to do. The same thing when you're raising a fighter. You got to be careful though. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I got too big on my fighter or sizing. You get good at sizing guys up. I remember I looked at my son. My son kind of big for his age. I'm looking at this other little kid, but his dad told me like, "Hey, my kid got a lot of experience." You feel me? I didn't at that time. I didn't understand, what experience represented. My guy only had like 1 or 2 fights. This guy had like 12, but they've also been fighting for a long time. Not like sometimes you got 12 fights, but he's been training for 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So that make a difference. Like when you go up in a sparring, those are the things everybody want to know: age, weight, experience. Those are the main things, and those things make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Went up in there, my boy got touched up. That was one of the worst little whoopings he ever got. You know what I'm saying? And I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? It happens though. It happens. He kept his hand up. That's when we work on defense though. So he didn't get, obliterated. He didn't get destroyed, but he got touched up. He got touched up a little bit. But it didn't really happen like that ever again. Not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned something that day about sizing these kids up too. Because this was a stringy looking kid. He was like, he just looked young. When I think back now, though, he definitely got the look in his eye. I look at all that, man. That's why I'm the sensei. I'm body language, his confidence when he walks, the way he shadow box. See, I started seeing him when he started shadow boxing. I said, ooh, he kind of sharp. That don't always mean nothing, but it means something. You know what I'm saying? But once we already said we was gonna do it, I wasn't gonna pull out because I don't want to look super duper scary. Now, if it's bad, if it looks like it's gonna be a bad mismatch, then I'll do it. I ain't gonna let my pride get in the way. But once again, that's why I'm the sensei, because I don't mind. I'm gonna protect my guy, and I don't mind what people gonna say about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna protect my guy. So so yeah, man. Anyway, he got touched up. Miscalculation was what it was. But back to Brian Norman Sr. Why he's a goofy. Getting caught up in the internet noise because the internet don't like Devin. But you got to remember what Devin is and what Devin have been through. Let the internet. Most of these people on the internet and these casuals don't know boxing. Not only don't they know boxing, they simply just don't like certain people. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. And I kind of want to talk about that this morning about that. But I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that. I want to do a video specifically aimed at so-called black people, at my people. You feel me? And talk about the history of certain things that we need. You feel me? Like I don't even care who want to hear, who not. But I promise you to be the most important video that the majority of black people are gonna ever hear. Cause I'm an elevated brother. I'm not. I don't walk around crying about racism. I don't even victim words to me. I'm saying like victim words, man. You know what I'm saying? But we don't. I don't talk like that. I don't even like using black. Every time I say black, in my mind, I feel like I'm going against the grain because black is not a proper term to identify people. Everybody else has nouns that go by. Let's go back to the word basis of words, nouns and adjectives. Black is not a noun. You go look at the dictionary. They tried to change it, but this is where you got to be smart. I'm the sensei. You feel me? It's an adjective. It describes a noun. Black is not a noun. Just like, Mexicans they take on brown. But, Mexican is a noun. You know what I'm saying? Brown, colors, yellow, blue, those are adjectives. They describe nouns. They are not nouns. But, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that alone. But but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's some of the most important stuff that so-called black people need to hear to break out of that mind, that box, because them boxes limit you. And again, that's why I'm the sensei. You know what I'm saying? This is why those type of things limit your mind. Certain things that you accept as truth, that you walk around, that programming limits your mind. It absolutely does. And limiting beliefs don't allow your mind to expand and see outside the box. You gotta have the ability to step outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the ability to step outside the box. You gotta have the ability to question how you think. I seen a meme that talked about this. You gotta have the ability to think to think about how you think. And it said, now this don't I really do believe this is true though. The ability to think about how you think is the highest level of intelligence there is. It's just called being conscious though. You know what I'm saying? It's called being conscious. And when you think about, the way the system is set up, a lot of what people in this time consider intelligence is really just memory. It's not actual intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Intelligence is the ability to actually think, not just memorize information that they gave you and being able to recall it at any moment. That's not intelligence. That's memory. That means you have good memory. A lot of the stuff that they teach you, it don't got nothing to do with intelligence. It's memory. You know what I'm saying? They don't want intelligent people. They don't want people who can think outside the box. People who can actually think. They don't really encourage that. And there's even writings that say they actually manipulated the system to where they stop producing thinkers. They don't want thinkers. They want people who just you intelligent enough to do what you're told, go to work and go home. You feel me? They don't want people to think about challenging the system intelligently and people that know how to think. They don't want that. You feel me? Because it's hard to control people who can think. It's hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I give you an example. I'm gonna get back to boxing. Still unvaccinated. You feel me? We survived the coldest psychological freaking onslaught probably in history, one of the coldest ones. But anyway, Brian Norman Sr. is a goofy. Going back over here, switch gears. Yeah, man. So he let the internet get to him, because when his son knocked out, not Nakatani, whatever that Japanese dude was from Japan, that dude is a stand in front. He didn't have great defense. He didn't have feet. He really wasn't that skilled, to be honest. So you gonna think because you knocked out that can that you gonna knock out Devin because you seen Ryan do it? He don't know the differences in them left hooks. And it's funny because you go back and watch some clips, you can see him trying to throw that left hook, like just throwing the left hook. Like nah, man, you gotta understand what kind of hook Ryan got. Go back and watch Ryan's amateur tapes. Like Ryan, right that hook. See, when a fighter in boxing is simple. And when you get around old school trainers, the ones that really know, they basically drill certain moves into you, the same moves. And it's some real game for y'all that I really want to charge to give away. That's why I don't really just, I feel like if I start talking about certain things, the hardcore people who really train are gonna pick it up and know what it is and run with it, and it's gonna help them. But you know, I want to sell that game. I ain't gonna lie, because boxing is what I got, so I need to get paid for my value. But anyway, the thing you train the most is what'll come out the sharpest. So you see guys like Ryan who got the left hook, and you go back and you see he been throwing that left hook since the amateurs. That's a trained left hook. He been throwing that left hook at that high speed since he was a kid. So that left hook got reps and reps and reps on it. You know what I'm saying? That makes it that much stronger. Think about when people train weapons or karate or anything else. The more you throw that same combo, I think Bruce Lee said that. He said, I don't fear the guy who can throw many different punches. I fear the guy who's thrown one punch many times. And that's facts in boxing. That's facts. You only got two hands. How many different combos can you practice? That's why people who like I seen trainers who, every day they give me a different combo, every day they're trying something new. I kind of was that guy at one point coming up, but I also knew like we got to drill the same things over and over, drill them, drill them, drill them, because those are the things that's gonna come out sharp. These things you drills would have come out sharp. I just seen a video with Faye. He like from the UK. A lot of y'all probably don't know him because he's like he talks about real boxing. So, and he's really bringing up a fighter while he's studying, giving interviews with top level guys, like, real boxing. His page not that popular. A lot of the real guys in boxing, their pages aren't that popular. But that's where you get the real game. But anyway, he's working on bringing back the cross guard. And I seen people play with the cross guard, but no, he nice with it. He nice with it. He got that boy catching off that guard and coming back with some nice combos. And you can tell they've been drilling the heck out of that. You feel me? He didn't figure it out. He know the recipe. To me, that make him, in some respect, he is a good trainer. Just based on that, right? Ooh, let me turn this. Cups with the ice, and we do this every night. That little thing was humming. That thing made noise too. It's about to give away my location. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. But yeah, his name was like Phrase something. I don't know. I don't know dude nationality. Looking at him because he kind of looked like he might be Mexican, but he's from the UK. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He could be like some type of like Middle Eastern mix with something. But anyway, the dude is Phrase something. But he didn't figure out that cross guard is nice. Looks like a trap. When you touch that cross guard, he fire out of little combos. Super sharp. Stuff is nice. But you can tell they've been drilling that, and that's what the game is about. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you're a good trainer, and this is why we trying to tell people about, looking at guys and knowing certain things. Y'all ever notice that certain guys can't do the check hook? Some guys can, a lot of guys can't. The check hook done properly takes athleticism. That's a lot of guys. Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot. A lot of guys. Ooh, it takes a certain level of athleticism that a lot of guys just everybody don't have, and that's why you don't see it all the time. But if you go to a trainer, let's say that's why a lot of times, going to the right trainer is important. Because if you're an athletic fighter, and let's say you got a Reynoso or somebody, he ain't gonna teach you the left hook, the show, the check. But you know who can? That trains a lot of guys who are unathletic, but he actually can do both because they were boxers. Robert Garcia. That's why he's one of my favorite trainers. Robert Garcia is one of my favorite trainers for sure. I like Robert Garcia, despite the negative things that could be said about him. Overall, I like him. He's a really good trainer. Now Reynoso, boy, I was telling somebody else they noticed it too. Like we don't know, we never seen Reynoso really like do anything besides Canelo. Like his guys don't go over there. The guys that go train with him, they didn't get any better. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times or develop like. And I think Canelo trains him. To be honest with you, I think Canelo tells him what he wants, and Reynoso just puts it together. Like hey, I want to work on this. I think Canelo's training him. I don't think he's a world class trainer. He's only had one good guy. You've never seen nobody else go over there and just like elevate, like, he got Reynoso. His game just picked up. But I'm at where I need to be. So that's it for this morning, man. But I rambled a little bit. I'm gonna leave this up here though. But that's why I'm the sensei and you not, man. That's why. It's the spiritual aspect. Because a lot of y'all I noticed on here, it's a lot of people in this boxing world that feel the way they do about the boxing game because they don't like the fact that, they watch this boxing stuff just to see their people do good. And in one aspect, that's respectable. But it's so bad that when their people's not doing good, they get delusional. They start rage baiting. They just start saying weird stuff. Like they start like I call that malfunctioning. Like you're over here. I call it glitching. I call it glitching. They start glitching just because they people not doing good. Like that's actually kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really weak. It shows that you're spiritually weak. If I'm watching something, I think about it. It will make you feel some type of way because you want to feel see your people do good. But honestly, to me, that frustration that comes from that, like the way that feels, it's like jealousy and weird. Those are bad emotions. Like those are unhealthy emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. I try to. I don't like to sink and sit in those. I'm not a jealous person anyway. You feel me? But definitely like as a human, as a conscious person, if I even think it's creeping into my mind of jealousy and stuff like that, because there's certain things that you might be able to interpret and say, okay, that could be jealousy, or it's just anger about the reality of things. You feel me? But we don't do jealousy because that's like I don't want to say female trait, but it's weak. When we say jealousy is a female trait, it's because we want to label that as weak because we don't want to encourage that mentality. It's weak. You know what I'm saying? Like go get yours. Don't hate, go get yours. So I don't be jealous about nothing. If I felt like my people wasn't doing good, you know what I'm saying, in the game, hey, I have to accept that and see if I'm that mad about it, I'm gonna try to fix that, try to help. You know what I'm saying? They've been making my mission to elevate the game. But that's why I'm the sensei and these guys are not. You know what I'm saying? Being a sensei is also about having life game, spiritual game. You feel me? You got to be elevated as a person. And that makes you a better coach. And a lot of these dudes aren't that. You feel what I'm saying? It's levels, man. It's levels to this, man. But y'all take it easy, man. I'm out. Cups with the ice, and we do this every night. I don't check the price. Hey, and y'all can go check out. I'm telling you, my name's the same on Instagram. Hit me up. I get y'all on here. Y'all got something you want to say? Trolls. I want to see. But you got to get on here. Don't just come in the comments. You feel me? Scared to get up on here. I'm gonna see that invite. Get up on this live, chumps. I'm gone.